All right, before I jump into file handling stuff, in this video, I want to take notes. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to write me notes. I have up to errors, so I need to take notes on reader and images and generics. So let me just write me notes on this. Use our conversation and examples. Okay. Reader. All right. Funky generated patterns, bro. Okay. Generics, linked list. Shit, man. Okay. Jesus. All right. New note. 05 and cool. Anyway, I asked ChatGPT to use a Gen Z language when we are having a conversation, but I specifically asked it to not use Gen Z language when I asked for it to take notes. But bro had other what's the word? I don't know. Other things to do, other stuff, I don't know, bro. Okay, so where was we? File handling. Okay, let's see. Create a text file. This is gonna be really interesting. We're jumping into some our own stuff. We are, moving from tutorial hell to real world stuff. And why can't I delete this? What is going on, dude? This is crazy. Okay, first package main, func main. Oh, cool. Let's print let's import fmt. Cool. Anyway, let's ask ChatGPT how to create a text file. How to create a text file. This is first file handling tab. Nice. OS, we use the in Go, creating a text file is usually done with OS create. OS create returns hello. Everything in Go returns an error, and here it returns file. If error, so this is error handling. If error is not nil, it's pretty much like error. So we do something with the error and we close the file. So the way differ works is that after it's done executing this body, it runs, this is the one that runs last. File created. All right. Let's do it. Okay, let's use let's import file. Okay, os create create hello txt. So this returns a file and error. What if I don't give a shit about error, bro? Okay, differ call file close. What we get if I print the file? Print ln file. Go run. It is stuck. So we get a memory address. What do we do with this memory address, bro? So create a file. What happens here? So this creates a hello txt. If it doesn't, overrides. If it exists, returns a pointer to the file type, OS file. So the file type is inside OS. So if you look at it, OS seems like a struct and file seems to be a method. But the way this is created, it looks like a type. Can types be methods? I mean, methods are just functions, right? So error check. So we're checking error, we're closing, and always create file with text inside. All right. So we are creating a file, returns the pointer to the file, and error handling, closing, and here file write string. So we call the file write string to write text to the txt. If error of write failed, right. Question is this line, write string, writes in text in the file. Ignore, yeah, I know that. Simpler modern way. OS write file. Okay, OS write file. So write file takes a basically seems like a path, basically a path, and it takes a slice of byte. Byte is an unsigned integer, bro. Like byte is 8-bit or something. A slice of byte. Hello world. And what is this? File stores bytes, not text. This converts into bytes. Okay, hello world. Dude, this is ASCII, man. What is 06 file permission? Okay, file permission. Owner read, write, others read. Yeah, dude, this is owner, this is the others. Okay, don't stress this too much right now. Which one to use? Best. Okay, first of all, os file. I want to understand, like, is this a type? If it is, how can you create it on a struct? Means pointer to a value of type, and the SOS file is a struct type defined inside the OS package. SOS file is a type. Roughly go as something like file struct. Real one has hidden fields. So this returns a pointer to file, basically pointer to an OS file. Can you put it into your own struct? A logger struct. Here file is a type of a file is a type of OS file type. It's a field inside a struct. Why pointer instead of file? Not because OS craves pointer. Why does go return pointer? File returns a real voice file handler, file descriptor to style. You don't want copies floating around. This is actual file object. Can you make technically, but don't, because as internal stuff managed by Go. Compare still didn't understand. Struct type. So if this is a type, how come I can I can access as if it's a method on OS? Super common. You're seeing OS file and thinking, is file a method on OS? Nope. OS is a package, not an object. OS is a package. When you import OS, you get access to everything you exported from that package. Think of package like namespace. Type file. So file means type file inside package OS. Method called file. Compare to your own package. Animals, dog, same exact. Why not dot? Why dot syntax for both? For package members. Function, bro. So it is not a method on OS, bro. This is what JavaScript does to MF. I mean Java Kotlin does to an MF. So we created a file. So this is a pointer. So we created. So how do we put text? So we get file, write string, hello, and let's run it. We do it. Cool. Another way would be to use OS write file that takes path test txt and byte, which is unsigned integer, basically 0 to 255 numbers. It can hold that. Byte and hello world. Cannot use hello world and as byte value in literal. Wait a minute. Okay, what the hell? Byte. What is this syntax? This is a new syntax for me. Versus byte hello world. This is really important. This looks similar but completely different. This means convert the string hello world into a slice of bytes. Example, hello world output. Okay, because bytes UTF-8 numbers. This is called type conversion. Ah, type conversion. Byte means turn this string into bytes. Oh, we came across byte conversion. Means slice of bytes, so Go expects byte, 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 but you give, which is a string, not a byte. So Go goes, bro, I expected byte, but why you give me string? This works though. Okay, what I wanted to ask ChatGPT this, but I hold it. What if I wanted to use UTF-8? Actually, that's a neat part. Non-English shit. Example, what? So I need some cursed text. Where do I find some cursed text? Instead of what can't I write in UTF-8? Encode every Unicode character, so basically all modern systems. Is a byte enough to encode UTF-8? 1 byte is not enough. That's the whole trick of it. Uses 1 to 4 bytes per character. Output just 1 byte, 2 characters. Some Europeans output bytes, 3 bytes. Okay. So I thought we can't print emojis because it uses like 4 bytes, bro. But it kind of somehow converts it into this. So under the hood, this is how these emojis and stuff are stored. Anyway, we got that. So this is a wrong syntax. Use this hello world. And next, what do we need to do? Write file. Do we have a string data perm? Okay, permission. So for the permission, we use 644. Like, what is this? Okay, not supposed to. All right, we already have a test. So let me just put in some emojis and stuff. All right, we got it. So we created the files. Let's take a note. Let's take notes. Let's create file io. Let's take note how to create text. Create a node on how to create text. Cool. Okay, next is okay, let me pin it and agenda, what to learn. Let's pin this. Write file. Okay, emojis. Cool. Create a text file. Got it. Write text into a file. You got it. Append text to an existing file. Write text into file. Appending text to an existing file. So what is this guy suggesting? Read text file. Append text. Write text into a file. Write text existing file. Okay, let's do that. Let's create what is this? Append text to an existing file. Okay, hello. Hello. So let me hello world. How do I add text? How do I add text to existing file? This is append, not create, overwrite. OS create does delete old content, start fresh. So basically we can use voice create to overwrite file, keep existing content and new text at the end. Use OS file open. Okay, OS file open hello append create OR WR only. Write string new line. OS file open explain roughly takes a name flag. What is flag? Okay, flag permission returns file error. File to open uses bitwise OR to combine options. So these are like flags, bro. Basically, ones and zeros. So these flags, like we have like 3 bits, basically 0 0 0. It can be like 0 1 0 1 or something like that. So when we say or append, it's gonna be like 1 or something. We'll create 1 wrong only. Means always right at the okay, append right at the end, create make file. If it doesn't, write only, combine, think, enable multiple switches. Suppose file contains hello, file becomes hello world, and new file, write string new. If you want overwrite instead, create r that clears file trunk usage. So flags, we got a ton of flags here, dude. Common append combo, memorize this. Bruh, this is getting ridiculous, man. I think Python is much easier than this shit. Okay. All right, so appending stuff to the text file, right? Obviously, we're not gonna like write this stuff every time. I'm going to create wrapper functions for these, so I don't have to manually write this garbage ever again. I mean, it's great. Go provides us this level of control, but there's no way I'm writing this stuff, bro. I cannot. There's no way I'll be remembering this stuff. So for the sake of learning, let's say let's write it and try to figure out how it works. So OS open file. So this is how this is what we need to use to open append file. Open file is the generalized open call. Most users will use open or create instead. It opens the named file with a specified flag ORD only. If the file does not exist and the OCreate flag is passed, it is created with mode perm before unmask. The containing directory must exist if it's successful. Methods and the return file can be used for IO. If there is an error, it will be of type path error. All right, so open file. The first argument is the file path and some flags. So O append, it appends. O create, creates. O read only. O WR only. WOS dot append OS create OS R OR only, read write only. Okay, OR means read write only. And what is this? What is going on? Not enough in a, okay. And then 0. This is so basically this is a very common like so only the owner can rewrite it, every others can like view it, common like thingy. So we don't want other users of this computer, if they log in, to modify it. If I use 666, everyone can read write it. So open file, so we got so this will give us file and error. I'm not gonna bother with that for now. So what we do with the file, let's close it, differ file, close it, and then we write it. So appends it, file dot write string, new line. So this returns again, it returns file pointer or error, and I don't care about both of them. So we just don't use the operator, I guess. All right, if I run it, it should so currently the hello text says hello world. Since this does not have new line at the end, so basically this will put new line next to it, hello world. Okay. Yep. But if I run it again, keep on doing that. All right, let's look at it again. Open file takes it takes like these parameter, name, flag, permission. Okay, cool. Flags. Okay, these are the flags. Append. So the append, so this tells us right at the end of file. Make file if it doesn't exist. Read only, write only. So write only. Okay. So these are like used to, combine these flags. And then we use the write string to write some string. What if we want to overwrite? Use the OS create R O trunk. Like let's use that OS trunk. Let's use trunk. So this will override it. Simple append shortcut. Okay, let's create this function. Okay, file name text. Let's create a wrapper. So func append text. So this takes file name and text, both are string, and it returns error. So OS file open, like open file takes file name, OS append, OS create, OS dot. I mean, you can like go through all the available flags if your IDE supports it. And 0644. Also, obviously, if you hover over it, you can see it takes name, perm, and file mode. You can then Google what is the OS file mode, and this returns file error. Reassigner. Let's handle error. Error is not nil. Where the fuck is exclamation mark? Not nil. Return error. Defer file close. Missing return compiler. Okay. Error. File write string text. Return error. No new variable on left side of so we have quick fix. Let's do okay. So this creates a new variable. This just modifies it as something. Returns array error. So append text. So let's use the function instead. Append text takes hello txt, and the text I want is append is hello world, what's up. Okay, now let's go to hello.txt and boom, let's run it again. Forgot to add a new line. Great. We can like let's go to the file and let's say we can set it replace. Let's say replace to replace is a boolean. So OS open file. So I want to run. I want to add a flag. What is it? Or trunk if replace is true. So let me ask ChatGPT, how do I do that? Okay, if replace is true, I want to add trunk flag. Just build the flags dynamically before this guy, man. This is great, bro. So flags replace. What the hell? Replace is true. Flags. What is this okay, this is like a ternary operator. So this takes the left side, adds the right side. So either this like trunk is true or this is true. Not both of them aren't true. Right. So let's just do that. So let's create flags. OS append basically all of them. I want to grab all of them. If replace is true, then take flags, use the ternary operator, and OS trunk. I mean, are we like, do we really need to use the OS append here? Like, to make it really safe, we can use it like this. Flags OS create. Now we can just use flags. Okay, now we get a pain point with the Go. Go doesn't have a default value. Go does not have default values. Go does not have default function parameter values like Python JS. Function call should always be explicit. Okay, bro, like crazy, man. Does it have overload? Does functions have overload? Go does not have function overloading either, dude. You're crazy, man. What the hell? Different function names. Jesus Christ. Append text, replace text, write text. Crazy, dude. Anyway, so append text. So if we use the append text and replace bool, this is like very confusing, and this is gonna bloat it. So we're just gonna stick with the old stuff. Go is a dark shit programming language. Okay, so the append text. So we learned how to create how to append text to an existing file. Create a node on this. Create node on appending text. So what learn file IO auto append text. Before I jump in, I think I'm gonna look into how to create our own library, guys, sort of like reusable helper functions. Okay, I have some chat with this guy and to how to create wrappers. How to create wrappers. So the problem is nobody wants to write this stuff. So we create simple wrappers. So append text that does abstracts away write text, wrapper for read text. Nice little. Okay. Let's call file utils. Let's create file utils go package file utils found package file utils go and main in found quick fix. What is it? Fix package main. Undo. I'll make something like, how do I create package? How do I do that? Won't let me. Because package only works if the file is in its own package folder, not randomly inside your existing main Go. Same file, easy for now. If you only have project main Go, use package main and just put helper functions in same file. This works immediately. Real package, folder structure, file utils, file util go. Yeah. Touch file utils go. Could not find the part of the path. This is crazy, dude. Could not find a part of the path. File basic, file utils go. Let's use file utils go. This is some custom function I wrote for PowerShell. Need to debug this real quick. All right, now it works, bro. So this is my touch function. I don't even bother. I don't even know what it does. So we can create a files like this now. Okay, so to create the package, it needs to be in its own folder, package, file utils. Now I can go ahead, extract this function, copy, and import OS. And now here, hello go, import file utils. Could not import file now require my process package. Could not import file utils package, file utils. How do I import file utils? Check module name, get module that module name address. So check module name. You'll see something like that module name matters. We need to know the module name, and we need to use myapp file utils. So we need to find the module name. Module learning go. Get rid of this garbage. We don't need that. Okay, here. Let's say learning go slash file utils. Learning go imported and not used. Okay, cool. File utils dot append text takes hello txt and hello world goof yeah text. Append text is undefined. We do have the append text undefined. Maybe we need to use append text like that. So that's the thing. Another thing with Go, if your function name is lowercase, starts with a small letter, a lowercase letter or something, it's private. If it's capital letter, starts with capital letter, it's public. Now hello txt. So I'm assuming this function, this script, this file will look into where this script is running and then picks up. But I'm assuming like that. Okay, works. So we are using relative path. So we just created our own append text function. Cool. All right, let's also go ahead and create write text. Func write text. Takes file name and text. Both are string. Returns error. Okay, OS open. I think create. Takes a name, so file name, and okay, that's basically it. So this returns file error, and then differ file loads file write string text. So error, what do we do? What are we doing with error? So we just return it. So write string also returns error. Okay, let's returns a file and error. We return error in this case. All right, let's write file utils write text greet txt hello, how are you? Cool, it created it. So we managed to create two helper functions. I'll stop here for now.